Check, check, 1, 2. Check out that video quality. Mic check, 1, 2. Checking that mic, check. Let's go into the story times. So, when I was 9 years old, we went to Nigeria. Now, here's the thing. We were not there for vacation. No. We were there because we needed to get some work done. That summer was a preparation, okay? So while we were there, our African parents had signed us up to, had hired a Kenyan tutor to tutor us for the entirety of the summer. I was to be working on my math and whatever my siblings had trouble with back then, we were supposed to. I think he was primarily a math teacher because he taught us a lot of he taught me a lot of math. And I remember that he would come on a specific day of the week at Thursdays. He came on Thursdays and we would have lessons, we'd do a couple of practice questions and then he'd assign us a couple of questions and then we'd see it again next Thursday. And I was a pretty diligent kid. Some days I remember I would just grab my notebooks, my big notebooks, and I'd sit down in my grandmother's living room and I'd do my homework and I'd get it all done so that I can go out and play because, But I remember there was one specific instance when I remember we were watching a scary movie at my auntie and uncle's place. And the movie had terrified me so much that I had realized that, oh wait, I forgot that I had homework I needed to do. And I couldn't go to sleep because our tutor was coming the next day. So I was like, I need to finish my homework. And I remember I tell them my uncle and auntie after the fact. I remember my uncle was just like, you didn't know you had homework before? And I was like, I completely forgot. I'm so sorry. He was like, how can you forget your homework? Speaking of my uncle, he was a very kind, from what I could tell, he was a very kind man. I remember just being like, oh, he's a very strong manly presence in this household, And in most African households, when the parents come home, you're supposed to greet them, etc., right? So what I didn't know was that there were specific greetings for specific genders, so to say. So girls, you don't how do I explain this? Okay, so when men greet, most Nigerians know this, when you're greeting an elder and you're a guy or you're a dude, you greet prostate, you know what I mean? When girls, they literally just go on their knees, And I didn't understand this. So I remember whenever my uncle would come home and we were at my uncle's house or my auntie and uncle's house, and I would see the boys do what they were doing, I'd be like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. And I would do the same thing. And I remember one day my uncle just kind of looked at me. And I think this is what I assume his thought process was. Is this kid making fun of me? Or is she just a dumbass? I mean, not verbatim, but So one day he's like, come here, let me show you how to properly greet. And he's like, you're not supposed to do that. Only boys do that. This is how girls are supposed to greet, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know all that, but yeah. But yeah, good times. Speaking of good times, speaking of which, I remember one thing specifically that we used to do was we used to beg our auntie or uncle or our grandmother for 50 cents, 50 kobo. Please don't make fun of me. And we would run down to a nearby shop and we would get those milk packets. And I remember they were blue, if I'm not mistaken. They were blue or something specific like that. I don't fully remember, but they might have been blue. And rather than actually pour it into a container of water or something and mix it up and have milk to drink, we kids just ate it straight from the packet. So we just rip it open and just down it. I would actually carry this into my adulthood because when I was in college and around flu season, I didn't really like the taste of Emergen-C. So what I would do is I would just open the packet, down the packet, and then take a swig of water and call it good. But yeah, those are a few more little tidbits from when I went to Nigeria when I was 9 years old. So hopefully with my next video, I tell something a little bit more long a longer experience. But yeah. Anyway, hold on a second. Woo. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Again, stay safe, stay informed, stay hydrated, and most importantly, stay tuned. Oh, PPS. Anyway, got a new phone. Ooh, I can't believe I'm doing that at the end of the video, but I hope you made it that far. I'll probably have to include my test checks. I'm so glad because the quality of my other videos have not been the best. So I am so grateful that I was able to get a new phone. Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. I'ma stop.